Can I say nigga?
No.
I can't say nigga?
No.
Man.
You gotta think about it. This has to be almost an all-age show.
You're really... You don't think 7-year-olds say nigga?
No.
You're lying. My son said nigga when he was 5.
Well, yeah. Well, he's your son. I wasn't expecting less. Alright. I would be so sad if it doesn't end up fucking recording the whole time.
It shouldn't stop it,
Test, test.
Cool. Maybe we should ask Crystal to come out here periodically and not stop.
No, because you're gonna hear the door open.
I mean, she could just keep it open.
No, because you're gonna hear the TV.
Okay.
Hopefully I'm in frame too.
You want me to get up and look?
Shitty if I was not.
Do you want me to get up and look?
Yeah. Just watch the light behind you.
Yeah, it's still on the floor. I saw it.
Even if I have to scoot up just a little bit.
You could be in more. Do you want to move the table back? Like, cause like, you're in it, but like, you're not in it at the same time. Like your back's just not showing. Like I guess that's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I don't even think your back is not showing.
Yeah, that's not that big of a deal. Don't take me picture.
We should do like any Pauly Shore movie too.
Huh?
So we should do like any Pauly Shore movie.
Any Pauly Shore movie? Oh, we should do Encino Man for sure though,
Yeah.
bro. I'm Harlem shaking through the pressure.
Test. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Test. Test. I can always fix it later.
Hello.
I almost feel like I need to give you the headphones since you can't hear yourself. And I can hear myself.
You can hear yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what
that's
headphones
fine.
are for.
No, it's cool.
It sounds good.
Like I'm just gonna speak. Do you think this will be loud enough?
Yeah. I mean, technically, you're louder than me right now.
Yeah, because of the fact that like I tried my white person voice the first time through. That's probably what like kind of threw off the octaves and shit. But if I just go real deal Holyfield the whole time, it should be fine.
Yeah, no, Chris even said something about it. He's like, is he trying to sound white or proper? I feel like I need to redo this table too.
I'm
Like
just trying to be
paint it
funny.
black. Like a nice matte black.
Hell yeah. It could be like an evolution thing. I wonder if anybody would notice it.
I'm sure they would.
I was thinking about just starting to put like random stuff on the table and shit like that at the beginning of each one of them too.
Mm-hmm.
Like at some point, like once we actually get good at this, like whatever movie we're doing, we could like have like some sort of item that could be there.
I mean, technically we could throw a boombox over here since it's on 94, but
That's right. The movie did come out in '94, August of '94, August 19th of '94.
3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, how you doing? It's
Hello.
Gil.
It's nice to see you all again.
Yeah, definitely. This is our first, I don't want to say episode because I don't want to go episode by episode, but this is our first official release of the show.
Movie club. It's pretty tight.
Where we talk about movies that we love and hate.
I really want to start talking about movies I hate more than I want to talk about movies I love, but we'll get to that eventually.
Yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, I can't think of any movie that I hate enough to make an episode about right now. Maybe Practical Magic.
Superman Returns for me, for sure. That movie is dog shit.
Yeah, and almost any DC movie we can talk about that, except for like almost any no Batmans, except for maybe the one with George Clooney. Can't remember which one that was.
Maybe one with Val Kilmer.
I love Val Kilmer, so I can't.
Oh, you can't do that.
I can't do it.
All right.
He's an Adonis.
We'll talk about it later.
Anyway, let's get into today's topic episode. I don't know. I hate saying episode. We're talking about Blank Man. You know, Blank Man from August 1994.
I'm sure all of you have seen it. It was directed by Mike Binder. The producer of it was Eric L. Gold, and the screenplay, or who it was written by, was Damon Wayans himself, who's also in the movie, and J.F. Lawton, who is not in the movie.
Yeah. Really crazy. Wife and Kids Productions, which he went on later to star in a show called My Wife and Kids.
Show slaps.
I love that show. It was a really good show. Damon Wayans, I think, is honestly the most underrated Wayans brother.
He was in that new Lethal Weapon show.
I liked that show.
I enjoyed it as well.
I even enjoyed the guy who got fired. I thought he was great.
I thought he was perfect for the role because he looked like a psychopath the whole time.
And from what I heard, he was extremely terrible to work with.
I mean, so is Christian Bale, but people still work with him.
He's Batman. He can do whatever he wants.
Yes.
Anywho, yeah. So it starts Damon Wayans Jr. as Kevin, and David Alan Grier.
Is Daryl.
Oh.
Damon Wayans is Daryl. Kevin is played by David Alan Grier.
Run it back.
Damon Wayans.
You just threw me off.
Damon Wayans
Is
Daryl.
Okay.
And David Alan Grier is Kevin in it. Fun fact about the movie is Damon Wayans Jr.
We're running it back.
No, we're just gonna just keep it moving.
No,
you don't want to be embarrassed. Don't embarrass yourself, Gil.
We are running it back.
All right. I can't believe how.
I can't see your chicken scratch.
First of all, I didn't even write Damon Wayans' name on there. I had to just remember that shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so you remember those two things?
They're the main characters.
All right.
That went off.
Oh.
This motherfucker right there.
Fuck off.
Where we even start back from? The beginning?
No, just that part.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. It starts Damon Wayans as Daryl and David Alan Grier as Kevin. You might remember them from a little show called...
And Living Color.
Yeah. I just wanted to know if you remembered that show.
Bro, come on, son.
Well, it was a good show.
It was fire.
Yeah. Keenan Ivory Wayans is a literal genius at anything he does.
They do be selling.
Yeah. So it's basically, if you've never seen it, it's a movie that is, in my opinion, the Hood Batman.
It's it's definitely the Hood Batman because it's literally like every like comic book nerd's like dream where they just see crime, they go to crime, they make their own suit, they're able to do like some cool stuff with a suit, but it's literally he's the Goodwill version of Batman, like
in the best way.
Yeah, because he invents his own gadgets and stuff like that are pretty cool, like the nunchucks that he makes that are out of 2 lights that just swing repeatedly.
If you think about it, he is technically not only Batman, but he is also what was Morgan Freeman in Batman? What was his character's name?
Oh crap!
I know people are gonna hate us for this.
Yeah, I cannot remember, but you mean because he had all the gadgets and stuff like that behind closed doors and was hiding those for Homeboy? Yeah,
literally.
I can see it. Yeah, because he created his own stuff. Bruce, Batman never did that shit.
Exactly.
All right, I'm here for it. The movie also stars Robin Givens, who plays a beautiful young lady by the name of Kimberly. John Polito, who is Michael the Suit Minnelli, and Jason Alexander as Mr. Stone, he's a TV producer or something like that.
Yeah. So it was really weird, actually, that this movie technically had 2 villains.
Yeah, because Jason Alexander's character, Mr. Stone, was also technically just a terrible human being who tortured David Alan Grier's character and Kevin while he was at work.
Can we talk about how that dynamic duo was the smartest move for that time? Because Damon Wayans Sr. and Alan Grier are like 2 of the funniest guys ever.
Arsenio Hall's also in the movie too.
Yeah,
because he's just Arsenio Hall because he's doing his show at the time.
Yeah,
because he was talking about he said the first time that he heard about a brother with a cape on in the back of a squad car, he wanted to talk about how, and I'm dying right now, the hardest working man in entertainment.
Mm.
What's his name? He get on up, get up.
Oh, come on. We're gonna get dragged for this too. I can tell you what year he probably died.
I can't remember his name right now. All I want to call
James
him
Brown.
James Brown, the hardest working man in entertainment. He thought James Brown had gone off the deep end again. So yeah, it's like for what the movie did in the early '90s, it was pretty star studded. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah, it had a lot of good, like, surprisingly good actors, and on a $30 million budget. I don't know. Usually, I'm really good at checking in fluctuation, or the influx of what it was back then and what it is now. And I guess I wish I would have did it before the show, but I'm assuming that was still a lot of money back then.
30 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the conversion rate would be, but like low key, they only still made 7 million off of that. So the movie tanked pretty hard.
And it sucks because there used to be a place down the street from my house when I was a kid, and we used to go there all the time. It was like a little like mom and pop convenience store, and they had movies for rent, and it was always like really obscure, either obscure movies or movies that either tanked or like just B grade, C grade movies. And Blank Man was always the one I would always go up there and like try to grab almost every week. It was that Joe's Apartment, which we might do Joe's Apartment next week. But I remember I watched that movie religiously. Blank Man was like always one of my top movies at the time. And it's crazy as an adult to think that it tanked so bad and people didn't really enjoy it, because it's not a bad movie. Like, if you watch it, Damon Wayans' one-liners are incredible.
They were pretty fire.
The fact that he, asked some dude if he wanted French fries in Spanish when he was working at McDonald's. He was dying yesterday.
There's a scene in the movie where he's in the alley and he's trying to stop a pimp from beating up his prostitute and stuff like that, and he literally says, "Slap me in the face and call me Susie." Homie literally gets slapped in the face. But it's one of those things where watch the movie and you'll see it, because the movie's genius for what it had, for what it was, the time frame it was in and stuff like that. Like, oh, and let's not forget, this was one of the first movies I ever watched as a young youth where wearing glasses, where the nerd gets the hot chick. So that's pretty instrumental in my growth as a person. So there's all, and the nerdy aspect of it all.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think not even for its time, I think even now, to me, it holds up. I think what they were trying to accomplish, I think even though it was a comedy, it still like kind of broke ground, because I don't think there was any other, and don't quote me on this, real black superhero movies besides Meteor Man.
The next black movies that come to mind would be...
You can't say Blade, because Blade comes afterwards.
Look, I was going to say, the only other one I could think of would be Steel with Shaq.
But I think that came out in like 90...
Yeah, it for sure came out afterwards.
98 or something like that.
Black Dynamite? That's been around for a while, hasn't it?
But that wasn't like an 80s movie, was it?
I mean, we could go with like the A-Team. We could go with Homeboy from there. But like...
Mr. T?
Yeah.
I mean, but would you consider him a superhero in that?
I mean... Blank Man can't fly, so he's not really super. He's a hero.
That's fair.
He's more of it's a vigilante thing.
That's definitely fair. Yeah, I mean, essentially, yeah. But I don't know, the fact that throughout the whole movie, David Allen Gray's character is just trying to diminish and just trying to push to the side that Damon Wayans Senior, was trying to be this huge superhero, and he just had the mentality that no matter what, even when they went to the shrink, and it was basically, this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
He ended up looking crazy. He ended up like not believing until like the end, where he was like, you know what? Yeah, you are super. You are smart.
They made at the end of the day, he made it work for him as well. You know what I'm saying? Because he was literally like Damon Wayans' character had all the gadgets and stuff like that, but David Alan Grier's character had the moves. Like he was
literally Batman.
He was an adult that took karate classes.
Yeah.
Let's not like in the movie it was very good. I would like to know who the choreographer was at for that. Maybe I don't know, Jackie Chan. Who knows? We'll figure it out one day.
That'd be cool. Yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, even though Damon Wayans was Blank Man, he wasn't technically Batman. He was more of the Robin.
It's like in the movie Kick-Ass, how Kick-Ass doesn't actually really kick ass. It's like the little girl in there.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name right now, but
I can't remember.
But it's like that kind of dynamic where like he's around, he might take out a couple. Actually, at the end, he does clean up.
Yeah.
He does clean up at the end, which is pretty fire. But let's talk about an unsung hero in this whole movie. We gotta talk about J5.
J5, yeah.
He's fire with the blue wig. What is that, a Yankees cap on?
Yeah.
Eyes with flashlights.
And it always, like, when I was younger, I was always trying to figure out who he reminded me of. I didn't know if he reminded me of R2-D2 or basically, he was his Alfred in a sense. Because J5 never really talked.
He only said, what was it, hello Kimberly? And that's
Yep.
it. And then he just beeped around. He did, when they were looking for that bomb, he was making barking sounds, which, like, even when I was watching it today, but I remember watching it when I was a kid and was like, that's peculiar right there, but I get it, hound dog stuff.
I guess I wish I would have paid attention harder, but I'm pretty sure he used nothing but 8 tracks to do his voices.
It would make sense for the time frame, or like an 8-track recorder.
No, like he'd actually use 8-track cartridges and put them in.
Oh, okay, all right.
So I mean, that was also pretty genius. And then his little like layer, that was pretty cool.
What was it? The blank
station.
Blank station, because it was an old. Let's talk about that motorcycle. Like, did you notice that scene lasted so long when he picked up Kimberly at that train station?
Yeah.
That scene lasted long, and I'm like, I'm watching it now, and I'm like, yo, that seemed to take a real fucking long time. And then she mentions it in the movie, and he was like, oh, I didn't want you to know where the secret hideout was at, so I took like some extra roads and stuff. So like that was pretty genius that like they made that scene extra long on purpose, so you question it, and then they answered it in the movie and stuff. So that makes sense.
Right, and the fact that they added a New Jack Swing song on top of it all.
Yeah.
Yo, that was fire. Like I literally had to look it up. I'm like, yo, is that like Boyz II Men or Blackstreet or something like that?
It was fire.
It was fire. And then I thought it was so funny, even as a kid, I thought it was so funny that the GPS on there was a Game Gear.
Oh yeah, literally tracking the. Oh, I wonder what game that was. Do you think that was an actual game, or do you think they actually did that to be just a part of the movie?
It could have been. I mean, because technically they only used that for like maybe 10 seconds of the movie.
That's
so
true.
It technically could have just been something that was just wrote for that 10 seconds. Or I mean, if not, man, at least have so many accessories for those things. So it could have been like something like directed into like a VHS player.
Who knows?
You'd be surprised. But overall, man, really good movie.
I like it. The 19% Rotten Tomato score on it is
It's trash.
it's triggering. It is triggering. Like the movie's corny, but the one-liners and the heart behind the movie is absolutely amazing. So like that 19%, I don't know what other people are seeing that we aren't seeing. Maybe it's nostalgia for us, but like Blank Man it's a fire movie. It's just corny as hell.
I don't even think it's corny.
It's super corny.
I don't think it's corny.
It's so corny.
all.
Homie literally had a fork holding up his glasses on one side.
That's not corny.
Which is pretty, that's genius, granted, but that's corny. He was a nerd. He was a typical like 90s nerd that had the tape on the middle of his glasses too.
Think of it this way. He took what he had and he made it work.
The movie is
So corny
bro.
or genius?
That movie is corny.
I don't know.
Think about the sound effects this man made throughout the movie. The funeral. The funeral scene. Think about the sounds.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased, but I think for the time, there was way more cornier movies.
I mean, yeah, for sure. Any love movie from that era is probably corny as hell.
But you gotta think about it. Compared to any other superhero movie that came out around that time. And let's talk about the soundtrack. Not only was it good, but if you actually take a chance, go on Amazon, go watch this. If you do, listen closely to some scenes, and you'll notice it actually sounds like the composer from Edward Scissorhands did some stuff for that movie.
We didn't look that up, so.
I mean, we didn't, but I doubt. I mean, you never know. But, I mean, if you look at the Blank Station scene, and you actually, when they're panning and showing all the shots and of all these cool things that are going on there, and you actually listen, it sounds like something straight out of Edward Scissorhands.
I didn't even pay attention. I'm not gonna lie. I'm talking about more like the hood bangers in the back.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, like I said, there was like a lot of stuff in there that I was really surprised. That was that good because a lot of those people were actually no names. Like I looked at the soundtrack and I didn't recognize any of the names. But I'm also like someone that always looks up scores. I like a lot of scoring in movies, especially older movies like in the 60s and 70s. I thought it was all very jazzy and sounding. But well-rounded movie to me. I don't think it's corny at all.
It's corny as all get out, but it's a fire movie. It's a hood classic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I didn't want to say hood classic because technically
it's a hood classic.
It's not.
It's a hood classic.
As hood as most hood classics.
There's a crack house in it. There's a pimp in it. Literally, like what else do you need? There's a corrupt mayor.
I'm not disagreeing with that because I always think it's a hood classic.
It's a hood classic.
But it was a hood classic made for the normal, people. Not you know what I'm saying? Like a normal audience.
Yeah, like it didn't have like the same amount of gang violence in it like you would see in like an actual hood classic.
Like because you wouldn't say what is that movie with Queen Latifah and Jada Pinkett Smith?
Set It Off?
You wouldn't say Set It Off.
That's a hood classic.
Okay, no, but you wouldn't say that's for the general audience.
No, probably not.
Exactly. So that's where I kind of always put Blank Man on that.
Okay.
So but I'm not disagreeing. I honestly think it's a hood classic.
It is a hood classic.
But it's a hood classic made for general audiences.
Yeah, it's toned down.
It's like Barbershop.
I fucking hate that movie.
I love Barbershop. Barbershop 1 and 2.
Hate those.
The soundtrack was good. Ice Cube's acting was good.
Ice Cube's such a terrible actor.
I'm trying to think of a movie that I didn't like Ice Cube in. But anyway, we're getting off track. So I guess we'll wrap it up. Unless there's anything else you wanna.
Big shout out to Andrew Fuller. You can go fuck yourself. You know this was coming.
You're supposed to wait till the end.
This is the end.
Now I'm gonna have to cut that all out.
No, keep it, dog.
No, I'm not putting it in
He
the
knows
episode.
who he is.
It doesn't matter
He knows
because it
who
doesn't
he
go in
is.
the episode.
He knows who he is.
I'm gonna kill you because I have to cut all this, like literally what we're saying right now. I'm gonna have to cut it out. But yeah, we're wrapping up the show. Should we just start a Discord? Should we take what you guys think? I don't know. What movies do you want to hear about?
Yeah, I'd like to hear suggestions. We can only get better at this since this is like the very first run through of us doing this.
Yeah, you're gonna watch us grow. You're gonna watch our equipment get better. You're gonna watch us get better on the mics.
You're gonna watch my array of hoodies just pop up randomly. I wish you could see these pants. But
on that note, thanks everybody for tuning in, watching us. Like and subscribe. Check us out on www.antimovieclub.com,
gang,
where all our socials are at. And give us a follow. And we'll see you next week. I don't even know how long that was. Oh, yeah. 23 minutes. Please tell me you recorded
I recorded it all.
Dope.
It's at 25 minutes now. Oh, it's because we had to do that reprise of it. Because you take this off. I'm not gonna fuck with it.
Just take it off.
I'm not gonna do.
Just take it off.
What if I run the stain? Okay.
I told you not